guys, this is a bit of a different video to normal. Obviously it's not going to be a tutorial. I get a lot of comments and questions asking about little things that I use on some of my finished products, and so I thought I would just go through those with you now. I'm an absolute stationery obsessed sort of person. I love anything to do with stationery and finishing touches and things like that. So these are a few of the things that I use most frequently. So this one here is just a swatch card. Obviously I've written secret on here because this is actually a gift for someone and I don't want them to know what it is, but it's just a handy way to keep track of the colours of yarn that you're using, and also you can line them all up next to each other and see how they would work as a project. So you can put your project name at the top and then list all of your colours and obviously the brand of yarn that you're using. I love these little woolly goodness enclosed tags. Obviously you would just pop some yarn through the top and I just attach them onto my finished blankets along with a little tag that I have, which I will show you in a moment. So this is just one, obviously, because I just think it's so cute. So these few things here are all from the same place at first. She also sent me, the lady from this place also sent me a few little pencils, which are really sweet as well. It says, "I'm all about the yarn and property of a happy hooker." So I love those as well. Obviously they're not necessarily to do with my crochet, but I just thought they were really sweet. But this is the one that I swear by the most. It is a crochet whip card. So obviously whip stands for work in progress. So if you're like me, you probably have at least 3 whips on the go at any one time. And sometimes you put them down, go back to them a week later and can't remember what hook size you were using or what pattern you were following. So it's just a really handy little way to keep them. And obviously it's got the hole at the top here for you to attach to the project when you put it away. So you've got your project name, when you started it, where you've got your pattern from. So say whether it's one of a YouTube video or a written pattern that you're following, what hook size you were using, your yarn brand, yarn weight, and the colours that you were using as well. Now these things that I've just shown you here are all from a website, I don't know if you can see it at the bottom here, called Stationery Geek. Obviously I will list it below as well in my description, but that is where all of these things are from. And she also has an amazing thing called a Crochet Project Bible. Now some of you may have seen or heard about that before, and it's basically a whip card almost, but on a much bigger scale. You can get them A5 and A4 I think, and obviously each page is just dedicated to whatever project you're working on, and you can cut little bits of yarn off and stick them in, and it's just a really nice way of keeping track of all your projects. So they're all from the same place. So another finishing touch I use is in this little box here, and I've had lots and lots of questions about this actually, and these are some tiny wooden tags. Now I don't know whether you can see, but it just says Blossom on it. So obviously that's the name that I use for YouTube, but also obviously for everything that I make as well. So these are solid wood, and you can have them saying whatever you like. I got the smallest ones, but they do square ones. They also do leather ones as well, which are really nice, and I'm thinking of getting some of those soon. But this is something that I literally, so say on this project here, which is a corner to corner, if any of you are wondering, and obviously the border is 2 rows of my simple frills border, just in case you were wondering. So I will just, when I wrap this, I will literally just sew on this little wooden block here that says Blossom, and I just think that it gives it a really nice professional finish. So I will link below to the Etsy store where I purchased my tags from. They're so cute, and they're not particularly expensive either, but they are really nice quality. And then my final thing that I wanted to show you again is just something that I attach to my project just before I give it, is one of these tags. So obviously this is the blossom tree that I use for everything, so for Instagram, for YouTube, and obviously for my little tags. And I will link below to the place where I get them from. It's a lovely lady called Jen at a company called Jen's Little Tea, and I will link that in my description box as well. And on the back are my care instructions, because obviously you don't want to gift something like this to someone who hasn't got the first idea how to look after it, and you don't want them to stick it in on a hot wash or anything like that. So I just have printed on the back here my care instructions. And I also have the little thing that just says handmade by Rebecca at Blossom Crochet. I just think it's a really nice personal touch, but obviously something that will be really useful for somebody who doesn't necessarily know how to look after a handmade item like this. So those are just a few of the stationery and finishing touches products that I like to use. I just thought it would be really good for you to see because I get so many questions about it. So the whip card is probably something that I use with almost everything I start, because I know that I will put it down at some point and then forget about it. So they are so useful, and I obviously use this with absolutely everything that I make and gift to somebody. And I use my little wooden tags on all my blankets and hats and things like that. It's just a nice way just to get your brand out there, and it just looks really professional. So that is it for this one, guys. Like I say, it is more of a show and tell than anything, but I really hope that you've seen things that you like here and that you might go and check out some of their websites. Like I say, I will link them in my description below. But that's it for this one, guys, and I will see you for a normal tutorial at the weekend. Bye for now.